Hey everybody, Kelly Acheson at AStampAbove.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. I have a super fun card to show you today. I'm using some new stamp sets and some new accessories, and I have a moving card today. Ready? Ready? Wait for it. Ah, isn't that cute? So it says, "Thanks for always building me up," and I made it a Father's Day card. This would make a great birthday card too. Let's get started and I'll show you how to make this one. So all I've got here is 3 pieces of cardstock and some scraps. So my card base is 8.5 by 5. My insert that goes inside the card is 3 7/8 by 4.5. And the front panel is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. These are just scraps. A little shout out to my upline Ann Hubner. Thanks, Ann, for sharing this moving card layout. I fell in love immediately. We are going to be using the Nailed It bundle. So you've got this cute stamp set here, and then we have all of these framelets, and this tape measure thing is really cool too, but all these framelets that cut out the Build It elements. So super, super fun set. This is great for masculine cards. I can't wait to make more with this, but we're going to start here. So I'm using that, and then I combined it with the Happy Celebrations, which you can make cards all by themselves with this stamp set. But I think what I'll be doing a lot of is using these elements with other stamp sets. And this is the Celebration Duo embossing folders. And what's cool about these is rather than making the image raised up, it inverts it. So it's below the surface of your card front, which leads to a lot of really cool stamping techniques for it. All right, so here's what we need to do. I'm going to move these out of the way. Okay, the first thing we're going to do here is I am going to take my card front, and that's the piece that's 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. I am going to run it through the Big Shot in the embossing folder, and I'm just going to center the Celebrate word horizontally, and I put mine cardstock all the way up to the edge of my folder. Make sure you're running your folders with the hinge going through your Big Shot first. That is less stress on them. Okay, and here we go. And isn't that neat? Can you see that that is inverted? So it's raised on this side, which makes no sense at all because now it's backwards, but it's inverted here. So that's leaves some cool stamping going on. I'm going to take my Dapper Denim ink pad, and this is one of the elements out of the Happy Celebration stamp set. I'm going to ink that up. If you guys can tell, I'm full of ink again as usual. You know, the stamper's going to be full of ink, and I went in the kitchen and I washed my hands really good. Oh, isn't that cool? Now it really makes that pop. And I think I'm going to stamp it just one more time here, a little bit lower so it covers the whole thing. Cool, right? So anyways, I went in the kitchen and I thought, boy, if I wash some dishes, these would come clean so that I wouldn't be so dirty when I get ready to make this video. But that was a fleeting moment and I decided against it. Don't tell my husband. He's my dishwasher. All right, next I've got these little tacks or nails that I'm just going to stamp some of those around because this is my man card and it goes with the verse that I'm going to use on here. Then I've got the Your Day, which is coming from the Happy Celebration stamp set. There's a whole bunch of little words in here that can accompany the Celebrate. So I'm going to just put that right up there. And I think I want one more set of these nails right down there. That looks good. Okay, now let me get these out of the way. As long as I'm stamping, I'm going to bring in my saw and I'm going to stamp that. Where did that stamp go? Where's my saw stamp? Did I put it away? I sure did. Well, that was completely silly. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, here comes my saw. And I'm just going to ink that up in the Dapper Denim ink because it's a dark ink and you know, you don't really notice what color it's stamped in. And then I'm going to stamp another one. Oh, by the way, this is Smoky Slate and this is Dapper Denim. So I'm going to stamp another one. And I decided, oh, now I need scissors and I can't find them for Pete's sakes. I decided I wanted the end of my saw to be blue and the blade to be, oh, basic gray. Did I say Smoky Slate before? I'm sorry, it's basic gray. So I just took my saw and cut that much of it off. Whoops, sorry, camera bump. Make sure this is recording. That's maddening when it isn't. And I'm just going to glue this right over top, okay? Easy peasy. Now I'm going to bring in the saw Thinlit here and put it right over top of this and die cut it. And I'm going to run this through the Big Shot and die cut this whole thing. So here we go. I thought this was a pretty nifty idea. Check that out. Ta-da! Now we have, you can make 2 different colors on your saw. I love this idea. Okay, so I've got that done now. Last but not least, I'm going to take one of these scraps and I am going to stamp my nails and punch that out with my 1-inch circle punch. I love punches. Don't you love punches? You know, the Big Shot and all the dies are great, but punches are so handy. Okay, now, here comes our card base. And I want you to pay special attention to the size of this. This is not 5.5 inches. It's 5 inches by 8.5. We're going to score this at 5/8 inch. And I like to, oh, that's 7/8. That's not going to work. Dang it. Hang on. Okay, here we go. We're going to try this again. We're going to score at 5/8 of an inch. And I always like to use smaller increments this way on my paper cutter. Then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to score at 4 5/8. So we've got 5/8 and 4 5/8. Get my bone folder handy. And now I'm going to burnish. That's my funny English word. Burnish. We're going to burnish the edges. Okay, so we've done that. All right, here's where my panel is going to go. So we're going to glue this on right now. Usually you die cut stuff and you wait and whatever. I'm just going to put some multi-purpose glue around the outside edge of this and center it on the panel that's closest to this little tab that we scored. This is the Project Life cards and label framelit dies. And these are some really nice little frames. I remember, if you guys remember, a couple years ago, we used this one to do the Etch-a-Sketch with that barnyard animals inside of it that was so darn cute. That's what this frame was. Well, you get this frame and a big frame. Great also for scrapbooking. And then this one. I thought this was the perfect size to use on my pull card. So again, I'm going to die cut this, and it will die cut through 2 layers. I'll be right back. Here we go. Look at that. Now you can save these and use them for something else later. They'd make a great, you know, a great place to put some words on a card for something else. There we are. Here's our space. So this is the part that goes in our card. And what I always like to do is do a dry fit, make sure that this fits in here. If it's too tight, you might want to trim it a little bit. And this one feels like it's pretty good. So I am going to stamp this up now. Here's our card. And you know what? We can get this all sealed up. I am using tear and tape, and I don't use this very often, but this is great for fun folds. And I am going to place my tear tape. I think I want my tab to be on the inside, and that's going to make the back of my card look nice and neat, right? So I'm just going to put my tear tape right here. Tear and tape. And the cool thing about it is that all you do is push it on here. It's a lot like sticky strip, only it's much nicer because you can just tear it. You don't have to futz with it and backing comes off pretty darn easy. It's going to make a liar out of me now, but no, there we go. And I'm going to fold mine together like that. Okay, so here is our card insert. So we've got this ready to go. Oh, shoot. You guys, you need to punch a circle out here. So you need to do that before you glue your card together. Darn it, I'm sorry, I forgot. So do that first. I'll put a note on the video at the right moment saying, punch out your side circle first, okay? Completely forgot. Now I bent my card, but it'll be okay. We'll be okay. All right, so the insert goes in here like this, and I'm gonna push it all the way up to the edge. And then remember this little circle that we made? We're gonna take a dimensional. This is lined up right on the edge, so it's nice and straight. I'm gonna put a dimensional right in the little half circle that we punched out. And I'm gonna put my little nails or tacks or whatever you wanna call them right on there. One thing you're saying is, Kelly, that's sticking out the edge. That's not gonna fit in an envelope. Yes, it will, because remember the width of our card is only 5 inches, not 5.5. So yay, winning. Okay, this is our little slider thing. And this is where my saw is coming in. And I'm going to put a dimensional right here at the edge. And one thing that this does is, well, it should, once we get the saw in there, that'll keep this insert from coming all the way out. So that's kind of another nifty little thing, right? So here's our dimensional. And now I'm going to pull the backing off of it and put our saw in here. There we go. Isn't that cool? Yes, it is. And then I want my words to be right here. And I know it's a little dangerous doing all this stuff, putting my card together before I have everything stamped, because you know what happens then. Usually you screw something up and you've just like ruined all this stuff. So here we go with, thanks for always building me up. And I thought this was a perfect saying for Father's Day. Celebrate your day. Thanks for always building me up. And then you can stamp the Happy Father's Day. And I'm going to use Old Olive for that. By the way, that's the ink color that I'm using. And I'm going to center that right here. Isn't this fun? Okay, here we go. Who's the dad that doesn't want to play with this? And they're going to think you are an absolute genius, right? Cute, cute, cute. I love this. And there we go. This is called a pull card. So this is a moving card. Lots of fun. Make some for yourself. You can use whatever kind of images you want. I'm really impressed with the Nailed It stamp set. This is pretty cool. You can leave your comments and questions on my YouTube channel down below each video. There's a place for comments and questions, and I sure do appreciate them. And I always try to answer all the questions that everybody's been asking me, so make sure you do that. Click down here to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to earn your business. You can pop me an email at kelly@astampabove.com. I can send you our current catalogs. Just let me know if you don't have them. And make sure you check out my blog, astampabove.com. I will have all the dimensions and photos on my blog for this card so you can find them in one place. Add a little sparkle to someone's day and send them a card.